Hey guys, my name is Jay,
And I'm Mika.
and this is our channel, and this is going to be our review for Daredevil Born Again episode 3. Um, Follow up to last week when they dropped the double, double episodes back to back. So episode 3 starts where, well, not where episode 2 ended. Episode 2 ended with him, with Murdock, Matt Murdock, Daredevil, um, assaulting the hell out of the two cops in the apartment building. But this episode is more of a court drama for the most part.
Mm.
It's kind of like a Law and Order type of episode, which is it's more character building. There actually wasn't any action sequences
There wasn't any action.
in this whole episode technically until you get to the very last sequence of it.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, I'm saying technically that wasn't really action. But
somebody got murked, so
what? Yeah.
but but yeah, so it starts, they're in the White Tiger, Hector Arreo or whatever his name is. I don't feel like looking up right now. He is on trial, for the murder of the crooked cop that got that fell in front of the subway. And Matt has his plan to bring in the witness that the White Tiger was trying to help with, and you know, they had the witness in hiding. Detective Cherry was hiding him. They were transporting him to the what happened when they were transporting him? I forgot.
They were transporting him to the courthouse because they knew that the fellow cops of the one that died were going to be trying to, you know, kill them or delay them getting to the courthouse. So, yeah, he was trying to get them to the courthouse safely so that he could testify. And they actually ended up like tricking
Yeah,
that same police officer that he beat up in the last episode, pulled
yeah,
him over,
yeah.
pulled
After
Detective
he left
Cherry
court,
over.
after he testified in court, he went to intercept the
Yeah.
witness in transit, but they kind of did a switch, and he wasn't in the vehicle they thought, and he ended up at the courthouse. But he gets there and he lied and said that he didn't see it. Um, you know, sure,
Right. I just thought he was really bold because it's like witness tampering to like the 10th power. And he's not even trying to like hide the fact that he's doing that.
that's
You know what
true.
I mean? Like,
It's a little
and
bit of a suspension of disbelief with that.
yeah, yeah. Because I'm like, were you gonna kill Detective Cherry if he did have a boy with him? Like, how was you gonna get away with that? Like,
That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And then why didn't you kill Detective Cherry even though he wasn't there? Because you were there to get the dude.
that's
You
true. Yeah,
know? So,
that's right. I'm not sure
yeah.
what they would have did with that Travis stop, but he did it by himself.
Right.
Whatever.
Right.
The witness ended up lying. So at that point, pretty much blew up Matt and his team's case. So they decide to
Mhm.
unveil or reveal Hector as the White Tiger,
Yeah.
which that was a risky decision.
Mhm.
Um, and one thing very poignant that Matt said to him after he revealed it without letting him know, letting his team know, was that, if this works, us revealing you to get the jury on their side, because essentially Matt said, without a witness, we have to rely on the jury to believe your story. He told him, if this works, you can't be the White Tiger no more. You can't put that suit on anymore. You're a target at this point. People
Mhm.
know they're gonna be gunning for you. So he did let him know that, and essentially from there, the episode just, like I said earlier, it kind of went through a Law and Order type of phase of
Right.
litigation or posturing between defense and prosecutors and whatnot. There was a scene with um, the Kingpin, Mr. Fisk, and his wife in counseling. Um, and they were speaking about the fact that since the Kingpin now is mayor, he's focused on other things. And he has Vanessa not doing as much. Their crime syndicate is getting out of hand. They're just doing things to pretty much procure money and whatnot. Um, so they're kind of Vanessa and the Kingpin are kind of at odds within that, with his aspirations and hers because she was running stuff whilst he was, you know, in recovery or whatever the hell happened to him after he got his ass whipped.
Right. And she's a parent, not so supportive. She's not, which is what his campaign manager told him that there's concerns with her looking like she's not supporting him.
Yeah,
And that could affect, I guess, like his future terms, and so
yeah.
yeah.
And you know she's used to kind of being like the boss of the situation because she was running stuff while she was gone. So it's like a power struggle
Mhm.
in a weird way between them two. But that was very that was such a small focus in this episode. Their dynamic. Um, I would say 85% of this episode was just the case with the White Tiger,
Mhm.
which eventually, through revealing that he was the White Tiger, they had a bunch of witnesses come in saying all of the good deeds that he did, things of this nature, um, revealing the fact that he had helped cops, he had helped the community and whatnot. He ends up getting exonerated of his charges,
Right.
all of them, the first degree charge, the second degree charge, and there's a subsequent charge,
Yeah.
yeah, that he was cleared of. So
The
he,
cops are clearly pissed
yeah, the
about this.
cops weren't. They were the cops themselves seem a little bit torn after they kind of heard that he was helping and things. You
You
could
think?
tell. Yeah, there was
Mm.
they showed scenes where it was like they recognized it because they didn't know he was a white tiger initially.
Oh, okay.
Once they revealed that he was a white
Right,
tiger,
right.
then you could see they kind of were like even when he got off, there was some cops that were like, nah, like yeah, you know, he did help stuff
Okay.
like that. So that happened, and then you know, shortly after that, he gets out.
Mhm.
He goes right home, and he does exactly what the hell he was told not to do. Puts on the white tiger
Yeah.
suit, takes his ass out on a well lit street at night, wearing an all white suit. I might add you, but whatever. But that's beside the fact. He hears people need some help. Side note: before I get to this, Kingpin, after he was exonerated, he asked, I believe, the girl reporter who was recording things on the streets, which is I really love. And you said you like the aspect of them recording people on the streets and getting their
Mhm.
perspective of crime and everything, or what's going on in the community. It gives kind of
A
this,
realistic take on like what could probably, like what would
yeah.
happen in real life, really.
It shows the life of the city. I mean,
Mhm.
like that perspective, to the audience. But he brought her in. And he was, you know, how he was angry that um Hector got off, that he was exonerated, and how he ran on the crux of, you know, no vigilante justice, things of that nature, and how it needs to be dealt with. And mind you, at the end of the last episode, the Kingpin was starting to put in place some of his, you know, little nefarious things and whatnot. His criminalistic ways, even though he is a mayor at this point in time. So fast forward that to now, Hector is out. He's walking the streets in his, you know, white tiger suit with the amulet. He hears crime go on and he's walking to intercept what is going on, and somebody blows his cap back
Pull up.
very smoothly and swiftly.
Yes.
And after they do that, you know, he's obviously deceased at this point. When they go to walk away, you see the white skull on the torso of them, indicating that it is the Punisher who just took out the white tiger. Um, which to me was a reveal because um, I had an indicator that it was somebody else. I'm not going to reveal it right now, but there's somebody else that I thought it was. But seeing that it's him, already knowing that he was going to be in the season, I didn't think that would be what he would do. So that is actually a really good, to me, way to end it and leave it on a cliffhanger.
Mhm.
And as I said earlier, that is the only bit of action that was in this episode. But this was a good episode, I think.
It was a good episode. It was a good episode. I mean, I think that it's like really doing a lot of character development stuff, and um Yeah, like I look forward to the next few episodes. I'm thinking like the action is gonna pick up, as we continue to go on. But I did want to ask you about like I guess it's like a theory. It's not a theory, but it's a fact that the white
Oh, the White Tiger.
is
Yeah.
actually
Oh,
yeah,
yeah. We were told it's a female character.
yeah.
Yeah. Um,
And you think that that's his
I think it's gonna
family
be his
possibly?
possibly his daughter. So whilst Hector, whilst he's going through his trial, was seen to be possibly his wife and his daughter. They're in the court, you
Mm-hmm.
know. And traditionally, the White Tiger is a female character, which I thought was a little bit interesting that it was a male character initially. But seeing how the episode ended, and this is a 9 to 10 episodes here. I think it's nine. We got 6 episodes left to go. It makes sense that he showed up. Now we might get the traditional White Tiger, which is the female, um, you
Mm-hmm.
know, version of the character, which is cool too. You know what I mean? But I think they painted, and I think that was the thing that they did that was really good with him because what it does now is, and I guess this is me kind of projecting my thoughts going forward. He just got shot and killed on the streets. That's going to be news that he's dead. So now, if you have another character who pops up, and it's as the White Tiger female, now it goes from it being an actual person to being a mythos.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the White Tiger can become this myth, this entity, this enigma or whatever, because as they know, he's dead. Hector, who was on trial as the White Tiger, is actually dead now. So who is this person? So it kind of gives it
Right.
lends more power back to that character. So
Mm-hmm.
that'll be kind of cool. So looking forward to see how they do that. They have no choice but to have action in the next few episodes because the Punisher is here. And if you don't know, he's about to wreck some shit one way or another.
Yeah.
And so that's gonna be interesting to see. The only bad part is we have to wait 2 weeks to see it. We get 2 episodes in a row, but that is going to be on March 25th. It's not going to be next week. So it's going to be an off week, at least for Daredevil. So that also lets me know that it's going to be lit when it does come back. So,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
This is an
uh,
early break, huh?
it is, but I
Right?
mean, well, they gave us 2 episodes to start. They gave us one, then
That's
we
true.
skipped one, give us two.
3 episodes.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, so it's not that bad. And if they're doing that because they're going to ramp it up, I'm cool with it myself.
Mm-hmm.
But the only bad thing is like there's really nothing to project going forward. We just know Punisher's here, White Tiger's dead, Daredevil is still brooding and whatnot, and the Kingpin, but they didn't really give any indication where it's gonna go going forward. So we shall see.
Right.
Yeah, but
What?
clearly the Punisher's working with the Kingpin to a certain extent.
Yeah,
So.
and that the thing is, hopefully we find out what the Punisher was told in order to even do that. Because remember, I was confused, about
Hmm.
things. So yeah,
Yeah, and I'm still confused, but yeah,
yeah,
because the problem with it is the Punisher knows the Kingpin because in the previous seasons from Netflix, the Kingpin beat up the Punisher, so they know each other. I know you don't know because you didn't
yeah.
see
That's what
that.
I'm saying. I was like, I
Yeah,
thought the Punisher was good.
no,
Like, why would he do that?
the Kingpin beat up the Punisher in jail bad.
Oh,
So that's the whole thing. So it's gonna be very interesting to see how they connect those two, or if the Kingpin even actually had the Punisher do it. We don't know.
oh,
We just know that the Punisher, from what we've seen, also here's another thing: when um the Daredevil beat up the cops in the apartment at the end of episode 2, they had Punisher things on the shoulder of their uniforms. I noticed that later when I went and looked back.
yeah, they did.
So this guy, this is supposed to be the Punisher, but we don't know because we didn't actually see the Punisher's face. So it may not actually be the Punisher. Who knows? That would be a nice little twist. And maybe they are
Yeah.
doing things because the Punisher being a theory time, theory time, theory time. Maybe the Kingpin is going to try to frame the Punisher. That would bring the
That would
Punisher
make
out.
sense, though.
So
That would make sense
I'm
that
not
he
gonna.
would do that
Yeah,
because he's technically considered a vigilante
and
too,
then
right?
he can send people after a vigilante that killed the vigilante. So and I just thought about that, and yes, I am smart people. So if that happens, you heard it here first. But yeah, so I guess on the 25th we'll see. But now I don't think that was the Punisher. Now that I think about it, also because the Punisher would have probably shot him with a sniper rifle from like 50 feet away or something. I mean, 50
Oh
yards.
yeah.
So now that I think about it, I don't think that was the Punisher.
Yeah.
So, but
Like,
we will see.
okay.
So you have any theories or anything? Or
No, I do not because I'm still getting to know a lot of these characters. But yeah,
I will say.
What?
No, I was gonna say so far this season, it's a lot of character building. It's lacking the action. I'm really hoping the action picks up.
Yeah,
Cause
me too.
yeah,
I will say the action scenes that they do have though, they're good.
yeah, they're very violent
They're
and
good.
visceral. So
So,
I agree. So
but
all right, I ain't got no predictions. Okay, that's my prediction. My prediction is that that's not the Punisher that did that at the end.
I think that's a good
Yeah,
prediction,
I don't think
especially
that's the
since you
Punisher.
pointed out the whole sniper thing. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, and the thing is the Punisher is such a precise.
And they didn't
With
show
it.
his face.
They didn't show him. I think that is a
Reason for that.
yeah. I think it's an impersonator. So, but guess what? We're gonna see on 25th. So until then, um, see you guys in 2 weeks when it comes to Daredevil. I might do a video. I probably will. You know, just to touch base, especially if I kind of flesh out this prediction a little bit. But until then, you might see me in between. You might see her in between, but if not, you'll see us on 25th for sure.
Yep. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, follow us on all our social media channels. So yeah.
Yeah. All right.
That's it.
See you on 25th.
Bye.